Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome to day 3 of our mini catalog launch for the September to December mini catalog 2024 from Stampin' Up. So excited to be here with you today. This is Friday, September 6th, if you're watching the premiere, which is when this video goes live. And a premiere is a pre-recorded video. And these launch videos have all been pre-recorded because I am traveling this week and visiting my precious granddaughters near Fort Worth, Texas. So I knew I wanted to have these ready and scheduled to go. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you log into your Google account or your YouTube channel, then you can participate in the live chat. And I'm hoping to be there with you to answer any questions. If I don't see your question right away, I'll come back later and answer, okay? This will also remain, as the other videos will, for you to watch the replay if you're not able to catch the premiere. So I'm super excited to have you here. We are going to switch back to an autumn theme card today. First, we did Warms Your Heart. If you didn't see that, you can go back and catch that video from day 1. It was a little pumpkin theme card, super cute. Then yesterday we did the Christmas labels card with that beautiful sentimental Christmas designer series paper. And today we're going to be working with Autumn Expressions, and it is beautiful. You remember our 6x6 designer series paper we had last year for fall? Yeah, this is a lot like that. So I want to share this with you, and if you are wanting a beautiful fall collection of products to make some really pretty projects for your family and your friends, don't wait to get this. I think it's going to be extremely popular. So let me show you in the catalog first. I'm going to open here and get to Solo Layout. Here we go. And so it's on pages 36 and 37 in the mini catalog. We have some beautiful samples here. You can see it has a very unique frame in the dies that looks like a little purse. So can't wait to play with that. And we've got, here are the beautiful patterns, okay, in this 6x6 pack. The dies, there's some gems and some beautiful woven leaves and ribbon. So we have lots to work with here. We won't use all of it today, but I think you're going to like the card. So let's go through. I'm going to flip through the designer paper. Let me see if I can straighten this a bit. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. It looked a little lopsided to me. Okay, so I pulled out one sheet of each pattern. No, I didn't. What did I do with it? Hang on. That's what I'm using to cut. Okay, I know I have the paper somewhere because I want to show you. I thought I had pulled, I did pull it out. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so we have some beautiful sunflowers. And what I have to say that I really like about this paper is that I don't have to decide between the scene on the front and the scene on the back, because the back is a coordinating color for the front. You following me? And it's not like, you know, we had a beautiful scene on this side and a beautiful scene on this side. It's like, oh, which one do I use? I love it this way. So thank you, Stampin' Up. So there's one. Look at this. Look at that sky and that field of flowers. And then the back is Azure Afternoon. Another full beautiful autumn layout. And here's the flip side of it. These are, I believe these are asters, right? Okay, another beautiful fall flower. Look at the sky. And oh, so pretty on the back. That must be Highland Heather. I don't have my colors in front of me, but oh my goodness, gorgeous, gorgeous. And here's the back. All right, there's a little pathway between rows of autumn trees, that beautiful Cajun craze, and then cherry cobbler on the back. And here is, these look like Queen Anne's lace, right? That's what I think they are. That's what it looks like. And then a green on the back. And this is a little field of pumpkins. Isn't that cute? Okay, and beautiful sky. And then the reverse of that, an autumn trail. And the reverse of that. And then here's, looks like these little, I don't even know what those are called. If anybody knows what they're called, put it in the chat. It's pretty. And there's the back. And here's another sky scene. Just gorgeous. And I think the camera's picking it up. I mean, beautiful. I need to order some more of this paper. I know I'm going to be using quite a bit of it. Okay, so there's that. Now let me get the stamp set that has these beautiful, change can be beautiful, have a perfectly lovely day, grateful for you. And then may the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. You've got this, dear friend. And then you have the trunk rings, the tree rings, a leaf, and then some of those little, I want to say cattails, but I know they're not cattails. So looks like a little wheat, huh? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. And it's a clear cling mount, which is our red rubber. And then the dies. Okay, awesomeness here. Okay, so we have these to cut out the wheat, or we're calling it wheat. This to cut out this leaf. This for the tree rings, okay? And then these two cut leaves that you can use on their own, with that don't have to have a stamp. This is the little top part of the purse. Okay, so here's the die for this. And you know, you can fold it up and make it like a little card in itself. But I have been using them by cutting them apart and using the labels, because you have this that you cut out plus the frame, okay? And so this is going to goes up here, and then it's the chain. It's either a purse chain or a frame chain to hang, okay? Super cute. So you're going to be seeing this from me as well. And let me go ahead and show you the card we're going to make today. Okay. Got it over here. I decided on the cherry cobbler base because of this. And look how those trees look. And see, you just need this simple sentiment there. I've got these labels. I'm going to show you how I use them. And I think I used I'm using the heck out of the little, what do you call it? Blooming pearls. These. Okay, I use these gold ones again. Okay. Now, this suite has its own gems. All right. And that would have looked good here too, but I liked the gold with this gold frame. So let's get started on it. Okay. First of all, I have a base of cherry cobbler 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Okay. Then I have a piece of basic white scrap that I'm going to stamp my sentiment on in a minute. I have this 4 by 5 1/4 piece that's going to go on the inside. And so that is going to be stamped. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. Let me get my block and then my stamp set. And I'm going to use this leaf right here. And I'm going to stamp in cherry cobbler. This way we've gotten this part done. And we can move on to the outside of the card. I'm going to cut my designer paper for you because there is a thought process that goes into that, so you can make the most of the pattern or the scene. So I'm going to take these leaves and just make a border, and I'm alternating up and down just to give it a little bit of variety in how I'm stamping. And you can see I'm stamping off where that's not, the entire leaf is not on. Okay, that looks good. Move that out of the way and get this. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the inside. And that's going to be ready to go. So the colors on this, there are quite a few colors within the designer paper. If I struggled with anything, it was trying to come up with the color for my card bases, because there are so many colors within one of the paintings, so to speak. And you don't want to outdo the scene with the background color, okay? So you want it to complement. So that's why I went with this one on this card. Now, this is the pattern I decided to use, okay? And it has the curry, the pumpkin pie, and the cherry cobbler. So I decided to go with cherry cobbler for the base, and I want this to cover the whole card front, okay? So I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I need to decide what part I want at the 4 1/4 to go up and down. I want this cherry cobbler on the card, so I'm going to cut it here, okay, at 4 1/4, and then I'm going to cut off. Do I want to cut off a 1/2 inch off the path or a 1/2 inch off the leaves? I decided to cut off the leaves and leave the path. So let me get my trimmer in here. And I'm going to put it in my trimmer like this, because I want to leave this and I want to cut it at 4 1/4. So I'm lining that up, and I'm going to save this, okay? I'm not going to use that strip on this card. Now, I want to leave the path, so I want to cut off, it needs to be 5 1/2, so I'm going to cut the 1/2 inch off the top. And you can save that or discard it, whatever you want to do, okay? Sometimes I use those on the inside of my cards. All right, so now we have this, and it is going to go here on the card front. See, and I've made it the entire width and length of the card front to not cut off, to keep as much of the pattern as I can, all right? So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my Change Can Be Beautiful in cherry cobbler, because I want to go ahead and put this ink pad up. So it's just a scrap. Then I'm going to fussy cut around that, okay? I'm going to close this and get it out of the way. And then I'm going to let that dry a little more, and we're going to talk about the labels. Okay, so for the front of this card, you know, the back was this crushed curry. I didn't really want a big crushed curry label there. Okay, to me it was going to stand out, it was going to contrast rather than complement. So I decided I needed cherry cobbler. I thought, do I want to use cherry cobbler cardstock? And then I started flipping through the designer papers, and I found this pattern with this cherry cobbler on the back. So I put here to cut labels. You know, if you're using this for your labels, look at the reverse side of your patterns of paper for this, and it's going to match just right. Okay, you're going to find a color that's going to work with the design or landscape you've chosen and your card base. Okay, so what I did, I've already die cut, but when I cut my labels, I put them over to the far side. I left it 6 by 6 and ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, okay? And you can decide which way you want it to cut. You know, I can cut this side, and that way when I flip it over, I'm going to leave this edge. It doesn't matter. I don't figure I'm going to use this for anything but labels or strips. So I cut it like this, and then I just found where the straight was, so I could cut a strip and save the strip, if that makes sense, okay? So when you cut that out, you get, let me see if I can find it. I have a little old stamp case that I'm keeping all of my cut labels in, because you can use every part of it. So like when you cut out this, you get this, okay? This was in cherry cobbler. And then you cut them apart and use what you want, or you can fold it on that score line and use it like the little purse, use it like the frame, or you're going to use it like we did today. But you can see I have the gold center parts, I have the middle part of the labels that I saved, I have the outline of the labels, and I wanted to show you this. When I cut out these labels out of my gold foil, I had room to cut this. I cut it at 4 inches wide, and it's 4 by 6. And I had room to cut out the little notch here. So use that part of your gold foil when you're doing die cutting. Make the most of it. And then, you know, I didn't have really room for a leaf there, but I kept this because I wanted to show you to make sure to make use of that edge, okay? All right, let me get this out of the way. Okay, so what I did after I die cut that, I die cut it in gold, and I have the center here, and then I die cut it out of the back, the designer paper in cherry cobbler. Now, if I layer that like that, the gold is not going to show. So what I did is I cut out, you see the little perforation around there? I cut just around that. So I'm going to do that now. And that's going to give you the little gold border to show. Now, I probably could, on this, could die cut a leaf out of the center so that I don't waste that gold foil, and I may do that because I know I'm going to be using those leaves. So I'm not cutting on the perforation, I'm cutting right next to it, but trying to get as close as I can. It's pretty close. All right, so just have that left over. So now watch. See how we have that pretty border? Okay, I'm going to see if I can cut some leaves out of this because I don't want to waste it. It's not going to show. Looky here, I can cut that. I can cut that. Let me see if I can find my mini boss. Move this out of the way. So this is a good way, you know, you're only going to see the border. So make use of that center. And honestly, I forget to do this a lot of the times because it seems like I'm in a hurry. But like I saw that just now and I thought, I know I'm going to be using some more gold leaves. So I'm going to cut those out. Oh, my handle came off. I've been using it so much, I cut the handle off. There we go. All right. Move this out of the way. Let me grab this. I'll punch those out after a while. Okay, with my take your pick. And now we have this. We've got 2 leaves we can use. And we're just going to glue this over top, okay? And it will never show. Okay, so I'm going to put the glue here on the foil. Not around the edge, remember, because that's what's going to show. So we're going to do this and let it dry for a bit because that foil, you know, is slippery with that glue for a bit. let's let that dry. Let's go ahead and glue our designer paper on. And then we're going to fussy cut our sentiment out. So Stampin' Up! Has some great samples that it's like, I'm going to copy some of those. They're just gorgeous. You know? Or use that as a starting point for an idea for a card. Okay. Ooh, it's so pretty. All right, so we have that. Now let me cut this out. Get this out of the way. So I'm just kind of being curvy around this sentiment because it's fancy and I don't want to do a square cut, you know. Okay, I'm going to cut this excess off because it's easier to manage without all of that extra cardstock. So I am super excited about the new scrapbooking line that is going live currently. And hopefully by the time this video airs, I have placed an order for some of those goodies and they're on their way to me. So all right, let's see. Okay, keeping it curvy, no harsh edges. Okay, what I do with this, because that's still a pretty good piece of scrap, I cut off those tails because they get all tangled, and have a drawer here to my left that I keep those scraps in of the basic white. Okay, so now this is going to go here. Look how pretty that is. Don't you love it? Okay. All right. Get this on here. Right in the center. Let me pick this up so I can look at it. There we go. So that is going to go, and I went round and round about this too. I go here, and I thought, no, I want most of the leaves to show. So I'm kind of coming over to the left. I want most of my trees, and I wanted the path down here to show. Okay, so let me get this glued on, but I'm going to leave a little bit where I can tuck some leaves underneath there, but I like to get this on first. So I don't want to put anything, too much glue right here. I'm going to go around that. And you'll see why in just a minute. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, and then with this collection, you've got these beautiful leaves, these woven leaves that are gold, and you can color these with your Stampin' Blends. I haven't tried it yet, I have to admit, because I'd like the gold. Okay, and they're a couple of different sizes. I have a hard time sometimes picking out. I mean, they all look the same and then they don't, you know? Crazy. They're all pretty much the same size. Let's see, what did I do here? I'm going to dump these out. Look at quite a few of them in here. So I must be seeing things. I just thought there were two sizes. They are kind of, yeah. In fact, this one has like little ridges, like the veins in it. I'm just now noticing that. See it? See the little ridges in that? And aren't any in this one. So there is a difference. Okay, let's move those out of the way. And then I die cut one of these leaves in Cherry Cobbler. And so I went round and round, y'all, about what leaves to put, how many leaves to put. So I left that corner, remember, without glue, so I could play with it like this. So I'm going to get them like that, and then I'm going to put this one just barely tucked like this. I don't know it's bigger. I guess I just have it tucked out, coming out more. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue these in. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and here. It kind of goes through. And I'm going to go behind. Oops, there's two of them. I'm going to go behind this. And I want that to be extending a little higher, a little more out. If that makes sense. And you could use glue dots on these too. It's just I'm using what's here on the desk. Okay, I'm gonna press that. And then I'm going to put this little leaf right here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm looking at my sample and I want that a little more to the right there. You see? Look at the shine on that. Okay, I'm going to put some glue here and just come right like in between them. Okay, love it. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Bloomin' Pearls again. I say again because I used them on another, was it yesterday's project? Okay, here's my take your pick. And I used 5 on, but I don't know if I have 5 left, but we'll see. So I'm going to go right here, and then right here. And I think I'm just going to use 3 on this one. Put that big one down there. Okay. All right. There's our card for today using the beautiful Autumn Expressions bundle and coordinating products. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure you are signed up for my mailing list because I do send out my newsletter, the August newsletter that has more samples, but you only get them if you're a member of my mailing list, my email list. So be sure you sign up. You do get a free card class online when you sign up. And like that, you can get all of my project ideas and the latest, okay? And then if you need to order and you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to serve you. There's the link to my online store. You can call me at any time. You can find my number on my blog at inkinspirations.com, or you can text me and we'll get your order together. So thank you so much for joining me today. This is Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, inspiring you to create, share, and make a difference. Okay, take care. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.